T2RX6 here back for another Gobots review, and today I'm going to take a look at one that I've been searching for a very long time, and only recently finally completed. I had a couple pieces of it, and really a couple of these guys are just almost impossible to find online. And this is the Gobots Monstrous, not to be confused with the Transformers Monstructor. So, from left to right here, we've got Gorejaw, Heart Attack, Fangs, Weird Wing, Fright Face, and Southpaw. Now, these guys do take a little bit of imagination to actually get, I guess, full appreciation out of them, but the combiner's pretty good. So let's start with Southpaw, who unfortunately is in the worst condition for me. As you can see, something happened to his leg, whoever owned him before, and actually the whole left side of his body is warped, so he doesn't really like to stand. There you go with his face. He's got that like one-eyed version of the Loch Ness Monster, to be honest. Articulation on this guy is probably the best of the bunch. You don't get any leg articulation. His arm will rotate 360 and in and out for transformation, and the wings are just fastened on a little rotating joint here. To turn this guy into his alt mode takes, again, it takes a little bit of imagination. Now you're gonna have to bear with me. Again, something happened to him from heat or something, so he doesn't really like to transform completely correctly. But we start by taking that piece and putting it at the top. We then fold his one arm up, and the other arm, again, the side that's all warped, doesn't like to go, and you can see that I'm actually pulling him apart a bit. I definitely have to replace this guy because he is probably one of the cooler ones of the set. Then you take his feet and you kind of put them on in like this, and you fold it forward. And then this one I can't fold forward properly because of how it's bent. So again, we do the toes, and then you take it and you fold it as far forward as it's gonna let me without breaking the toy. Look how badly that's stressing apart there. It's not supposed to look like that. So that is the closest I can get this particular guy to his alt mode. And this one doesn't need as much imagination because it's clearly some kind of, you know, mechanical beast type thing with wings and big nasty claws. So that was Southpaw. We'll go to Weird Wing, because the Gobots, what they tend to do is have two characters that are pretty similar in transformation for their combiners. That's something they did with Puzzler. It's something they repeat here. They're not, in this case, compared to Puzzler, they're not exactly identical, but they're close enough. So this is Weird Wing, and instead of his wings being attached to the arms, they are attached to a swivel on the back. Now it would look like he has ball joints in his arms, but no, that's all you can do. They can fold forward and they can fold back, and that's all you're gonna get. He does have some knees, but frankly, they don't bend the right way. So to transform this guy into his alt mode, again, you flip the top up, and then you take the legs and you pull them out, and then everything just folds forward. Fold his little claws in, and there you go. And as you can see again, it's another mechanical beast very similar to what Southpaw had going on. So we take that and we'll put it to the side. Let's go on to the legs. So here's Gorejaw, and I just love this guy's sculpted face. I think he's pretty cool. I do feel like I should go back and redo the silver on him, make it look a little bit nicer. This guy has virtually no articulation. There's a little movement of the legs. I guess you can unnaturally get his leg back like that, but that's for transformation. His arms do that, and that's it. Now, to get him to his alt mode, what we do is fold these little pieces up, and then we come back to his legs and we fold them up like that. And then the final thing you do is take his feet and put him back like that. And there's his alt mode. And I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I don't know if they're going for some kind of monster, or if they're going for some kind of, I don't know, some kind of vehicle. It's got a cockpit here, which is different than the other two monsters. So I'm not really sure what the intended purpose of this alt mode is. But nonetheless, that's Gorjaw. Going on to Fangs here. There's his face, not really too much of a face there. Almost the same articulation, except his legs go side to side. He's got this really big back piece that is on a swivel but doesn't really do anything. That's about the range of movement there. They probably could have just molded it in place without any problems. And then the arms do that again. So, take him to his alt mode. You fold the arms in, fold the legs up, and you flip him over. And he's done. So he's definitely something. I have no idea what. He is a Gobotronian alt mode. Because we know the Transformers on Cybertron had their own strange alt modes. And he again has a cockpit there, so he's some kind of vehicle. Moving on to Heart Attack here. It's unfortunate he has no real articulation, because all you can do is you can pose him in that like Alpha from the Power Rangers look. He doesn't really have much going on, legs swivel a little, all for transformation purposes. Interesting enough, his face is a heart, because he's Heart Attack. To get this guy into his alt mode, what you're going to do is swing his arms in so they're even closer to his body, utilizing full range of articulation there. Then you're going to take these back pieces and kind of fold them on out. And then you're going to take his head, and it's actually on a spring. You're going to kind of push it down a little and flip this little chrome piece up. And it should sit all the way up, but in old age this doesn't hold as well. So, and then finally you take his legs, you rotate him to the side, and then you push him on in so the joint comes out the bottom there. And there you, whoops. This is not all the way in. There we go. And there you go. It's definitely some kind of vehicle. Again, this one's more easily distinguishable as some kind of flying vehicle. Cockpit again on the front. But, yeah. There we go. That is Heart Attack. And finally, the last one is Fright Face. We've got an interesting name considering he has no face. Hey, what can you do? I didn't name him. Articulation. Well, we'll show it off with transformation, because all the articulation these guys have is in transformation. So you take this, and you fold his arms up. Oh yeah, I forgot. He can also be inappropriate due to his transformation. So, get your minds out of the gutter, people. Alright, so you fold his arms up. You take his legs, you fold them up, and you'll see that on the end of the arms there was a little connector tab that matches up with the hole. And you're going to put that there. You do it again. And then you're simply going to bring his inappropriate piece around. And there's a little thing to bring down to give him a little stand. And that is Fright Face. So that's all of them. From robot to alternate modes. Now it's time to actually get them into their combined mode. And things don't really change too much from alternate mode to their combined mode. Basically, for Gorjaw here, you're going to flip his legs, and he's done. I think we need to move his hands, but we'll just put them down here for now, and we can fix them up later. For Fangs, again, we're almost done. We flip out the little chrome bits, and we're done. Pretty amazing transformation there, huh? Let's go on to the arms. So, for these guys, what you're going to do is just fold the wings back and push these on in like that, and we're done. And we'll go on to Southpaw. simply undo this part, fold these back, and he's done. Oh, we need to pull this out, so he's not quite done. And a big advantage of these guys versus the Transformers, these came out in '86 at the same time as like Bruticus, Defensor, those combiners. And unlike those combiners, these guys are all self-contained. Now, I don't think they do this as well as Puzzler, just because, but I guess they're trying to make a monster, so it works enough for what they're trying to do. But I just feel Puzzler's more successful. Alright, so for Heart Attack here, we keep him pretty much like this. We fold this back in. And then you can bring that down. His head showing, but that's fine. He's just how we need him to be for now. In fact, let's put him on his legs. So, because you saw these pegs here, what you do is just slot that on in there. And once that's in there, you can kind of bring these claws down however you want. And we'll slot this on in there. So there you go, the starts of a combiner. Now, we'll take our last one, Fright Face, and again, there's not much that happens here. Most of his stuff actually happens when he gets combined with one of the other bots. So, what you need to do is kind of flip this down so you can flip his head up. And then what you're going to do is take him, and he's going to plug onto the top of Heart Attack here, and then you're just going to fold this down to make the chest. And we'll raise this here. He's a pretty cool looking combiner. He's definitely something different than anything you've seen. And we can take our arms, and they just plug into the sides here. And there you go. That is Monstrous. I almost said Monstructor. I keep getting those two confused, but... And then we can see now, we can actually take this leg and bring it on up. Or the arms, I should say, to make that connection a bit more solid. So there he is. He is a Gobot combiner with 6 different pieces. Very monstrous pieces. He does suffer from TFC Hercules syndrome on his arms or looking at the head, but hey, what can you do? For size comparison purposes, since it's not really worth talking about articulation, whoops, this is why extra pieces are a pain in the butt. This is the RID Ruination, but he's been reissued so many times, of course, it is the same Bruticus mold. So there is a Transformer that came out the same year as this guy. And just for comparison, because I think more people are likely to have Puzzler than Monstrous. In case you do, let's move this over. There is Puzzler. He's a lot more bulky than Puzzler. So, is he worth it? I don't know, it's up to you. If you are into combiners, like I am, whoops, just lost a piece of Puzzler here. If you're into combiners like I am, I really love combiners. And you're willing to spend the money because, honestly, I'm not sure how much the set goes for because I've never watched the auctions online like that. Mostly because I never watched the set auctions because I already had a couple pieces of this guy. He's expensive to get, and I think he will run you a couple $100 for a complete set in good condition. Probably not 200, probably like 160, 170, something like that. I can tell you though that some of these pieces you can get for $6 or $7. Other one of these pieces show up so infrequently that people will bid you up to $40 to $50 for the one piece. So yeah, I probably spent, I would say, about $120 to get this guy all together. For $120, I don't know if he's really worth it, but he is cool. He is still a combiner of a Gobot combiner, which is rare. There's only 2 of them, so it is kind of neat. But you really have to have a love for those 80s toys that really don't do much other than sit on your shelf. So, anyway, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I will see you next week.